let's try another one where we have AB. And we have when A equals to 0.3 and B equals to 4.15. Okay, so we know that we have to do what operation? Multiply, right? The AB, there's no sign in between there, so we know automatically it means multiplication, right? So we have 0.3, and again, whether you put multiplication like an X, I don't recommend that you put a dot there because we're working with decimals, and it's really easy to confuse the multiplication dot with the decimal. So a lot of times, especially with decimals, they'll just use parentheses. Okay? So we're going to put right in vertically 4.1, or I like for multiplication, you can, of course the order, you can switch the order for that. So for multiplication, I like to put the one with a larger number of digits first. It's just, I think it's just a little bit easier to work it that way. But if you did it the other way, mathematically it would still come out correct. Okay? So here, we're multiplying these. So we know that we have to move that decimal point . Okay, yeah, 3 places. Okay, so we're going to multiply 3 times 5, 15, carry the 1. 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 more is 4. Again, we want alignment, really important for multiplication. Okay, and then we have 3 times 4 is 12. And then the 0, right? Well, the 0, you're just going to have zeros here. Okay, so we have 5, 4, 2, 1. And we're going to move that decimal point, how many places? We said 3, right? 1 from behind the 5, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 places. And there's our decimal point. Okay? Alright, any questions with that? Okay, does that answer your question about multiplication?
Well, okay. One of our questions are 8.29 times 0.0004.
Let's see, which one was that?
Number 31. And page
31.
52. What's your?
Okay.
Yes. Page 152, number 31.
Okay, so let's say that we have something like instead of those two, because those are on the homework, let's say that we have 0.36, and we're multiplying that times something like 0.007. Alright, so we put 0.36 here, right? Alright, actually we could even now for multiplication, you don't need that 0 before the decimal point. So for multiplication, I would just use the 0.007 and the 0.36, and then multiply 6 times 7,
42.
2, okay, and then of course, this would be 6 times 0 is 0, bring down the 2, right?
Huh?
And then
Reverse it.
you're going to,
You got reverse it.
oh, I do have it reversed, don't I? Let's try this again. Alright, so we have here 42 and 4. And so that'll be 4 down there. And then you have to multiply 6 times 0 is 0, right? And then 3 times 7, 21, carry the 2. And then that'll bring the 2 down here, right?
Yeah.
3 times 0 is 0. And so we've got 2, 5, 2, 0, right? And now we're having to move that decimal point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places, right? You have to get the sum. Well, it's kind of maybe not one of the best words to use in this case because we're multiplying. You get all the decimal places from both numbers, okay? So that's a total of 5 decimal places. Okay, so we're going from the 2, we're going 1, I don't want to put points there. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need another 0, right?
So just add a 0.
Right, you just add a 0. Okay? Does that help? Alright, good.
So I was wondering where we would get that other number from.
Yeah, it's because of the decimal place. Alright. And if you're having trouble with placing that decimal, you may want to even write out, 5 decimal places or, however many you counted in your from the 2 numbers that you're multiplying. So that when you go to place it, you remember to place the decimal point in the right spot. Because, let's face it, 0.00252 is a different number than 0.0252. Okay? Those are 2 totally different numbers. So you don't want that one.
So the one with the most numbers goes on the top. Even though
It really doesn't, you could do it either way, and, you could have multiplied 0.36 times 0.0007, and you would have gotten the same answer. I would say it's a matter of personal preference, which way works better for you, and if it works better the other way, that's fine too. Alright? Any other questions with that? Okay, so that concludes our lesson for Unit 3, Lesson 2, add, subtract, and multiply decimals.